Of 15 to 18-year-olds failed a national financial literacy test in 2023. This is according to the National Financial Educators Council. And without a formalized personal finance curriculum, kids can really only rely and pick up on that education at home. So, for how to transform the way that you and your family think about money, we've got David Delisle, who's the money mindfulness expert and author, here with us. Great to see you, David. What is the first way that perhaps people come together, families come together around the kitchen table and just set up the first steps towards financial literacy within the household?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you mentioned around the table, because that's the thing is usually we make this something that's much bigger than it needs to be. It's simply just having conversations about money. We don't tend to do that. We don't do that within families. We don't do that with friends. We don't do that outside. And the more we start talking about money and just having these conversations, the more we start to understand these basic concepts.
And sometimes it starts with collectively goal setting as a family too. You have something that you call the vacation tactic. Walk us into that.
Yeah, I mean, vacations are such a great opportunity. I mean, we just came out of spring break for many of us, and it's such a good opportunity to teach some of these things to our kids, because if we're trying to teach them these things like lifelong goals or budgeting or doing without, it's sort of hard with the time frames. But with vacations, we can simply give them the money we plan to spend on them anyway for, treats and souvenirs or toys or ride tickets, and let them start making those decisions. And the stakes are low. If they end up spending all their money, that's fine. If they buy stuff they didn't like, that's fine. It's a great opportunity for them to start having a little bit more autonomy, understand the value of money, and making some of those decisions themselves.
I mean, this is a mindfulness. This is a mindset change that families, individuals can implement. How do they ensure that they can sustain that over time?
So something I love to do is really, instead of focusing on the money aspect and how to have more, is focusing on like the why, the what really brings you joy, what I call the awesome stuff, especially for kids. I got two young boys, so they love that idea and that concept of the awesome stuff. So understanding what really is your awesome stuff, and then that mindfulness piece, like you mentioned, shifting that so it becomes a question, is this my awesome stuff? And that becomes the deciding factor whether or not you want to have something. And usually that awesome stuff is that feeling, like how does something make you feel? And I mean, adults can definitely learn and benefit from this as well.
There's one other concept that you talk about a lot, which is loud budgeting for families. So, I mean, beyond me just yelling how much I spent when I left, or once I come back in the house, what does loud budgeting look like in practice?
So this is back to just that idea of having these conversations, and we're not having them. So something like this is as adults. So if your friends are asking you to go out and you just don't really want to go out because it's too expensive, but we're so ashamed about money, we might just say we can't go out or we're not feeling up for it. Instead, letting people know what your financial goals are, telling them, hey, I'd love to see you, I'd love to go out, but I'm trying to save money, I'm trying to pay off this debt, or this is what my priorities are, or this is what I'm saving up for. And on telling people, like, that loud isn't about yelling or screaming it. It's about bringing your actual financial, goals and achievements out into the open and having those conversations instead of hiding them.
Look, I'll give a freebie out to our viewers. I usually just tell people it's a financial stabilization weekend for me. Sorry, can't do it. All right, David, we got to leave things there. David Delisle, who is the money mindfulness expert and author. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. It's great being on here.
Likewise. Coming up, younger generations like